my godmother. I was probably about 4 or 5 years old. She bought me a little, it was a genuine Harley-Davidson toy motorbike. Yeah, and ever since having that as a little kid, it just kind of grew that attraction to bikes and Harleys in general, actually. Always wanted one, but yeah, they're quite an expensive bit of machinery, so it took me a while to save some money up for it. But yeah, that was pretty much the original attraction. Been hooked on them ever since, really. I'm Callan. This is my 2007 Harley-Davidson 1200C. Was looking on Gumtree and Facebook Marketplace and all those kind of things. I ended up finding this one, an old bloke in Mandurah. He actually bought the bike brand new. Poor old guy, he was very reluctant to get rid of it, but he just physically couldn't ride it anymore. He was just at that age where it was time to hand it on to somebody else that was going to appreciate it. So it had 6,500 Ks on it when I bought it, which is absolutely stuff all. So yeah, I was really stoked. Got it for a good deal and pretty much promised the guy that I'd look after it and turn it into something beautiful, so which it already was. Sporties are a little bit smaller bike, a little bit easier to handle. I didn't want to go for that big, tough Harley-Davidson look. I wanted something that I could customise relatively easily. And yeah, I just didn't want anything too big and bulky to ride around town and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted that 70s vibe. And the Sporties are a pretty good base model to try and go for that kind of look. So yeah, relatively easy to modify compared to other stuff. So I think the biggest thing is the simplicity. And yeah, how minimal it was back then. You know, a lot of the stuff from the 70s and the chopper scene from America and stuff like that is, you know, they didn't have indicators, didn't have lights, and hardly any mirrors or whatever. A lot of them were foot clutches and, you know, little gear sticks on the sides, so you didn't have all your levers on your handlebars. So I really liked that real clean, simple look, which I try to keep with a lot of my bikes. Pretty much the first thing that I wanted to get rid of was a big tank. It had a big 13-gallon tank on it. I didn't really like the look of it, how the way it sat on the frame. Best thing about it with Sporties and stuff is most of them are all bolt-on, bolt-off from all the other different models. So 72s was the probably most attractive looking tank, and fenders as well. A little bit smaller, so you don't get as much mileage out of them, but they look way better. So I guess the biggest thing is that classic Harley rumble and thunder through your chest and your arms. You would have seen before, as you commented, the whole bike moves you. You're shaking around on the handlebars and your chest is thumping, and that's a pretty cool experience. It doesn't really like to ride around in the streets of Perth in the city. It does like to open up a bit in the highways. I do get out quite a lot with my old man actually, which is a pretty good part of having a bike like this. Something to connect to with the older generation, nice and relaxed and cruised and just chill out and enjoy the scenery while you're riding. It's definitely not something you throw around, but you still can at the same time because it is a smaller version of a Harley, so they're pretty nimble. But they're also quite comfortable as well, so it's more of a cruiser, and yeah, just enjoying the coast and enjoying the sun and getting out the road. I have such a passion for motorbikes, I guess, and utilising them in different aspects. So you've got your street riding and your dirt riding, and then your adventure touring and whacking a swag on the back. It's something about being free and getting out there with your mates, just enjoying nature, enjoying the open road. Enjoying, you know, the noise of the bike and all that kind of stuff. It's actually surprisingly really good to throw around, and it's weird because you have that on a cafe racer. You're down and you're crouched over and you can't really ride for any more than 30 minutes until your back gets sore or something like that. But with this, it's just that nice, upright, relaxed, cruising kind of posture. And yeah, you never get tired of it. You never get sick of it. You can ride for hours on it, and it's just nice and comfortable and cruisy. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked with how it's turned out. But yeah, I guess it's a never-ending kind of project. There's always, as ideas pop up in your head, and you start to like different things. You're always chopping and changing about how you want to have the bike. So you never know. I might have big ape risers or something like that. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It was actually a relatively quick project considering how long it took me to build my last bike. So yeah, pretty good, happy with it.